Join me on my journey towards 1,000 total patrons, at which point I basically never have to worry about lack of ads revenue again. No sponsorships, massively limited ads on YouTube. Check it out, link below.
1人につき出場は2回まで。一度決めた出場者に変更はなしだ。
Decent rules right out of the gate, because it forces them to make use of Nami and Chopper and not just rely on Luffy, Zoro, Sanji and Robin.
勝負種目はレース、球技、団体戦か。
Pretty simple, sure there'll be a touch more to it, but I like it so far.
あいつらが欲しいのはこのキャプテンウソップだ。
いいえ、きっと私よ。可愛いから。
I'm taking away from this that they both very much do not want to change teams. They love being in our crew.
出場者は麦わら海賊団全員。
They can go right on ahead and take their Nami and Robin looking fine related win.
実は俺レースに出てはいけない病で。
私だって出たくないわよ。覚悟決めなさい。
It's another brand new Usopp disease.
グロッキーリング出場者ロロノアゾロサンジトニートニーチョッパー。
Oh, they are so winning that round. Let's go. Look at this crowd, would you? Look at it. So unique and varied. What if we then did the same crowd but from a different angle with all of them needing to be done again? Legends! How they don't simply cut straight to the comp and instead we see both sides working on building their boats. I feel as though this arc is probably doing the most so far in terms of building a clear picture of what characters can look like in the show, far from everyone being human or human looking. Oh, I'm surprised. I thought it was team versus team, not that they could field multiple members against each other. That's actually really unique, I must say. Even more shocking is that they're doing the same thing, which, considering it's ship versus ship, doesn't half make it 10 times more interesting with numerous teams, eh? Someone is using that in the race. I'm shocked. At least time is taken to show how they're not technically breaking any rules.
いや、無茶なこと言ってるわ。
言うのは自由だぜ、ポルチェちゃん。3分で沈めてやる。
This music does nothing but hype me up. It's a real good track for that.
あいつら後ろのバカでかいボート以外アウトコースに位置しご丁寧に選手まで沖に向けてなんか匂わねえか
Clever of Oda to not make it a simple race. I did kind of think that'd be the case, and I was alright with devil abilities flying everywhere, but yeah, he's smart and there's more to it.
このボートの存在理由たっぷりと教えてやるぜ。
Oda really do be so smart. Take my win, Oda Sensei. Chopper doing this. First of all, it's Zoro being one of the coolest characters of all time. Let's get that out of the way. Secondly, though, we can't ignore that stunning looking zoom out shot. It's shockingly smooth looking as it was. You really must hand it to whoever did the animation there. Knocked it out of the park big style. Chopper being the cutest ever, and it might be the first time he's got that win in his big form. Part of me seriously shocked that this one is as close as it is, even with their tricks they found a way, due to Zoro to get right back into the game. Now I'm even more hyped.
ほら、いなり寿司にきつねうどん、ただだ。
マジでありがとう。
Ooh, I hate to say it, but that food looks real good. I think I'd struggle a little there. Good attack.
あなたみたいなコックさんがうちに来てほしいわ。
Ah, yeah. No, it's over. Game over. Let's go home if it were me.
毛皮の旦那、大活躍でお疲れでしょ。
誰が毛皮だ
Man, I love him so much.
なんだそれ甘いのか
おい、こちらにお飲み物の追加。
Gotta hand it to them, they found something that each of them would want, bar the main ship with the girls. That's really clever.
海面割れ
I love how quickly Robin reacted there and quickly got over onto the safe side of the boat. Even better though is that Sanji snapped out of it right away and is heading over to help. What a legend he is too! I don't even care that's getting max wins. She is incredible, as I've been saying for ages now, but that attack is my favourite of hers thus far. It's so smart, she's amazing. Not sure of what Luffy did, maybe bashing the wood into the sea using his ability, but still, easy win. Zoro and his super quick reaction saved their own boat this time. Normally I'd have included this with the last win, but the animation on his head popping up wouldn't have gone amiss in a One Piece movie, it looks so good. Solid twist, they're knocked out of the game, but also knocked an enemy out too. Oh my goodness! That's in my top 3 cutest ever moments with Chopper!
ナバロン要塞脱出に使いすぎて風が溜まってなかったのか
ジェットダイヤルはないの
Awesome to mention the filler arc in this arc now.
絶対にあってはならないわ
ねえだろ焦げちゃんと
There's Oda's perfect sense of humour that I adore so much. She said she would be taken first. She's too cute. Giving us this bird's eye view really sold it as a race to me. Wow! I didn't expect that happening! Let's go to the finish line! I just got hyped by the last win and then this happened, de-hyping me! Totally getting re-hyperlated! Again, was gonna be like, no! And then she withdrew it. She's so amazing. Of course it wouldn't be fair, but oh well. Great end to an episode, cliffhanger business going on. Nami's such a great character to have on this boat here and now because she's figuring stuff out about how best to get through there. For me, the best thing about this is clearly they weren't aware of it. If they were, they wouldn't have had the race end past this point in order to secretly cheat, you know? And here comes the cheating. It's annoying for me for our crew, but it definitely does serve to add tension to all of the contests coming, that's for sure. I'm not sure which I'm more happy about, the fact that they still got through in spite of the smoke or him laughing at that fact back there. Dropping a win for the fact that the dude on the bird is fairly commenting. Would get boring quick if he was very firmly on one side only. Seeing a visual representation of what she figured out really made it even better. They do this a lot, celebrating one another. Some do it more so than others, but I still love to see it. I'm also not at all sure what that smile is all about. I just know it looks real cute and I'll have a tough time saying no. Amazing degree of teamwork, robbing pollen and holding everyone together and him then blasting them away from it. Also take one for him stepping up again. Yes, he complained, which you would, it hurts. Anti-anime win here. You'd think they'd have gone on to win the race together, but Oda has used that big brain and truly come up with interesting ideas so far. What's next? Nice equal bit of animation!
コース指示よ右よーし次は右ね
Max wins, and you may be thinking, really, for that? But yes, I rolled my eyes. Seriously, they're falling for it, and then she does that, smacking it away. It was so funny to me.
助けてくれませんか。
しかしなんてことでしょう。病に倒れて困っている親子を完全に無視。
So stupid. A sick grandmother.
追い上げてきた QT ワゴン第1回戦ドーナツレース。勝つのは
Genuinely super tense seeing how quickly they were catching up all of a sudden.
見破られた。嘘ゴール大作戦のが。
I totally fell for this one.
でも違うよ気づいてボルテちゃん。
こんな奴らに負けたら恥ずかしくて生きていけないわ
Talking of anti-anime related wins, the fact that they stopped at the fake goal due to a ruse from their own captain, that's an easy and unexpected win. Small win, but seeing where the old man got the bamboo from, I had wondered since we couldn't see anything like it close to his home. My boy Usopp more than proving his worth by pulling this one out of the bag. Look at that crowd though. Don't you miss the days when the crowd was a crowd and not 3 drawn characters and 46 CGI ones?
ノロノロビーム
Yet another new and unique devil fruit ability on that!
勝者 QT ワゴンゴール。
Genuinely surprising turn of events. I figured our crew would win the first one, especially after all that, but Tricky Odo pulled a tricky on us.
さあ差し出してもらうぞおめえらの仲間を一人よ
Whilst I'm here, take one for this. I thought if you lose the whole game that happens, not that it happens after each loss.
わからん。バカかお前。
逆切れだ
いやおやべ
He's certainly a unique villain in his whole I got insulted and now I'm sad thing.
いや欲しかったわね
Still annoyingly kawaii.
お兄とにチョッパ
俺
No, not my baby Chop Chop. I thought it'd be Zoro. I wouldn't be happy with anyone, but not Chopper. Surprised win.
言ったらババイかおめえら。これシャレじゃねえんだぞ。仲間取られたんだ。
みんな
Usopp totally gets it here, and this is what I winned earlier on. How it's not about numbers, but about Nakama to them. Plus, little baby Chopper at the end there. That hurts about 8,000 times more than I thought it would. Genuinely horrible.
ルビーが誘ってくれたから俺海に出たんだぞ俺こんな奴らと一緒だ
Bump that up to 9,000 times because this is the opposite of a cartoon. Childish. Everyone goes with the flow no matter what. But here, this meant something huge. It hits you. It's what anime is for me. Take one for this amazing long-distance shot too. Rivals anything from Sky Island.
ゲームは受けちまってるんだ。ウソップたちもお前も全力でやっただろ。
The best thing about this is that you can see how truly angry he is behind the words.
男ならふんどし締めて勝負を黙って見届けろ。
I absolutely love it. What he's basically saying between the lines is, just watch and wait. You're coming back to us, and I'm going to make it happen. Zoro! Ah, Zoro!
いるなり焼くなり死にしろい
よし。
Just as good as Chopper having faith in him too.
それもこのゲームの醍醐味よ
言っただろ出場選手変更なし補充はできねえぞ
For context, Chopper was meant to be in their second game. Now he can't, so I'm winning how Oda gave this series of events even more strategy by doing this.
あの二人にチームワークがあるとは思えないのよね
Nami understood before anyone else what was coming there and yelled at them.
その名もグロッキーモンスターズで登場
That's some Attack on Titan business going on there. I was taken aback by the size of those boys.
不足はねえな。
Zoro and his confidence, considering the ball was placed on the biggest one.
なビッグパン聞こえてね
Nice touch. He's so tall he can't hear them down there talking normally.
ボールマンさっさと位置につけ。
おいおい
They really didn't have to do scenes like that with added animation, but they did it anyway.
なんか用か割れ頭。
また言った。
As for now, this joke hasn't got any diminishing returns for me.
何言ってんだよどさくさに紛れてじゃんけんの話だろ負けただろ
In a weird way, I'm glad to see this again because I had an older win about how they're two cool dudes butting heads, and this is the first proper one in a while. I liked it. I'm weird.
サンジ君そのボール似合うわよ。
やるぞボールマン
She so easily puts an end to the feud with this.
本当によく似合う。王子様のようだぜ。アホ王国の。
Two wins very quickly. Firstly, that insulting joke, so unlike Zoro, but is perfect for that reason. Secondly, it's that quick fight. There's a bit of repeated movements in there, but only two that I could catch. The rest is all unique. Shockingly, after another insult, this time via Sanji to Zoro, they do another totally unique combat sequence. Wow, man. So much credit to the animators for the volume of animation in that crowd.
なんだこいつの火をぬるぬるする
ビッグパンの超ロングパン
First of all, it's a shock that things got so bad so quickly, but most of all, the win is for how well animated the battle is when it contains a lot of nightmares for animators with movements.
お掃除だから
やったーそして
スピニングだから
Another win for the nice animation, aligning nicely with the size of the pitch as we've seen it, but also for the rising tension in me. Not looking good.
俺の覚醒がねえんだよ
No lie, just before Zoro and Sanji kicked ass, I was genuinely very nervous, where I feel it like physically, and then they did this, and oh my word, it felt better. Let's go.
いやそれは分かってるかちょっと待ってこいつの靴の裏に刃物がついてて
え
I'm glad Oda didn't have them fleeing for the fun of it, but instead it's because they already noticed he's got blades under his shoes, and that's why they're running for now.
ふざけんな
For context, the ref is ignoring his use of weapons, so I'm very glad instead of just taking it lying down, Sanji got angry and attacked at him.
麦わらチーム30にイエローカードなんだとてめえ
It's actually infuriating how big of cheaters they all are, makes it really tough for our crew, but hopefully the end result will make it even better.
審判に攻撃するなんて彼もまた下道なのか
手だってめ叩き落とすぞ
極道だね
That was a seriously impressive zoom out shot, and they animated him running through the scene too.
じゃあ俺が殴ってやる
だからお前は話をややこしくすな
Totally reminds me of Sky Island, where Usopp was running around trying to get everyone to chill and not rack up fines, and now he's doing it here.
マスクパンツ同情する雰囲気がある
しまった今のくらいだスケートみてえなもんだろ
I say again, this would have been difficult to figure out how best to animate it for a weekly anime, but they really nailed it.
そして熊に騙された2人がゲーム復帰
Gotta hand it to them, that's a totally unique defense move. And now those two are back up and into the game, and I'm starting to feel nervous again, and they've got weapons now.
バガーハンマー
Can't tell me the team didn't get proper good at these distance shots. They seem to master them in Sky Island and have carried it through this saga thus far. I actually felt those. The fact alone that they got back up right after that. Which I suppose only serves to make it more of a powerful impact when they then both drop down. Everyone's horrified reactions to it, especially Nami and Chopper, but even Robin says what she's feeling on the inside, but not outright showing.
おいコック 10秒経過せ。
妥当な時間だな。
Then the end of the episode has some hope in it, as a plan is seemingly about to be put into action. Thank God!
たった立ち上がったよ麦わらチーム。
I love it. Just as the announcer is counting them out, suddenly they're back up on their feet for real this time.
ワンモンスターバーガープリーズ。
こんなとこでバーガー売ってんのか？
なわけねえだろ。
25% of the win is me over here wondering what that's all about, as well, and 75% is that slap. I have no idea where that came from originally, but I'll be damned if it doesn't get me every time.
ベンチにしてハンバーグスライスしてピクルスモンスターバーガー。
The amount of cheating! But at least now I can understand what the burger reference means.
こんな時に限って審判は偶然にもブリッジの最中で後ろを向いてるよ。
Luffy massively starting to lose his temper in the background, but all jokes aside, glad things like that are included. Imagine if they just ignored it all the time. What I took away from this and enjoyed the most about it was it felt as though Sanji was ensuring that this time he knocks him out of the game as best as he can by really going at it.
チーム戦だ。忘れるな。
Not the most badass thing he's ever said, but certainly looking the most badass while saying it.
無刀流。立つ。
This is not a drill. Zoro has just cracked a no sword style. Just when I think he couldn't possibly get any more cool, he does something like this. Easy win, if only for the raw power involved in the kick and how well that was relayed to us, the viewer.
ここは倒産道。
And this is where, when they do excellent teamwork, it really pays off. They make an excellent duo. And just showing the end of the last win there, plus a couple extra seconds because justice is served.
悪い子ね。つい昔の癖で。
2 wins, for context, she stole these from the ref, he thus couldn't issue a red card to Sanji just now. But also, the location of the stuff. Enough said! Legit never thought seeing them work together could be so thrilling, but it absolutely can. What a move that was for real! Absolute legend and a thing of pure and simple beauty, like the first daffodil of spring. Chopper is so happy! Nice job making the crew like this as well. Makes for a comp that feels way more even, rather than it being one massive crew where everyone is against you all the time. What a beautiful mixture of that music and their emotions and the fireworks going off.
素敵だったわよ。
Just thought Robin giving him a genuine lovely compliment for a job well done was really nice to see. Also, that normally wouldn't get a win, but it's the fact that he's using 2 arms to do it that really made me laugh. Interesting to show their side of the equation where they're worried about being taken from the crew.
ということは、親瓶を取っちゃえば3回戦は圧倒的に有利になるってことよ。
Guessing Luffy will not go for that, but I have to drop a win for a super smart argument. Oda may have included that thinking people would make that argument logically.
もうあいつら嫌い。ルール上は問題なくても、また海賊の美学に反するみたいね。
Okay, now that's great, because seemingly it won't happen because everyone was calling Nami out for it, saying she's a cheater. I did not see that coming, and it's thus a win.
いいや。
うるさいってのよあんたたち。調子に乗ってんじゃないわよ。
But good on Nami for standing up for herself when she's had enough. It's one of the many reasons I adore her so much.
選ばれたら俺は 払ってこいつらと別れよう。
In a big way, I like this a lot for a villain, which he kind of isn't really one to be fair, but my point stands. He's willing to go along and follow the rules happily.
同時に親瓶が仲間になっちゃうわよ。
That is stupidly not something I thought of whilst giving out all those wins.
親瓶が気持ちの重さで地面にめり込んでるぞ。
Not normally scoring a win, they managed it on this occasion because he said he sunk into the ground from the weight of his emotions, and I think that is hilariously worded.
そうだ、俺の仲間はおめえらだけだ。
Yeah, he's definitely not your typical bad guy, is he? He loves his crew, seemingly. He's not a good guy by any means, but he's not NL, you feel me?
シャリー。
ああ。
You could have given me a lot of guesses and I still wouldn't have thought of Shelley, but he didn't technically steal her for his crew. There was no game, just shot a net at her. This sort of thing makes me genuinely feel weird on my own face.
竹馬のさ、あいつらからシェリーは取り返したぞ。
She does look lovely and happy though, I must admit, so maybe it's a very sweet choice, even if I do have problems with the legality of stealing a horse by putting a net on it.
ええな、ありがとう。
別にいいって気にすんな。
ありがとうよ。
Oh, yeah, Oda really managed to sell it to me, to be honest. After that, got a lump in my throat. So sweet.
悪い、チョッパー。次のゲームで必ず勝って、すぐにお前を取り返してやるから、もう少しだけ待っててくれ。
Two wins you can likely guess, making Chopper feel better and letting him know he'll definitely win him back in the final game. Secondly, this lovely, nearly full rotating shot, which was shockingly smooth.
問題あるか？問題ね。
Chopper being brave and tough, and it's so adorable. Good on you, my boy. What an impressive looking sight as they witness the continuation of the games.
シェリー、心配するな、きっと大丈夫だ。奴らを信じよう。
Shelly is such a sweetheart, she feels better for Chopper and the crew if things go wrong.
6号の柱はこっちに持ってこい。さっさと死ねえか。おい、カンナどこやったカンナ。
True to Oda's past efforts, the stage isn't boom, all done. Instead, we see it being built, people milling around and talking to one another about what they need next.
面白いって。ロビン、あなたね、チョッパーの身にもなってよ。かわいそうに。
It's so funny but also adorable that they're carting him around like he's on a throne.
それもそうね。ごめんなさい。
Three wins back to back here. Firstly, I liked how Robin said she was sorry for sounding like she's taking the game lightly when a lot is riding on it for Chopper. Secondly, Robin has changed her clothing. Thirdly, Nami has also changed her clothing too.
のおっさんにもらった。うめえんだこれが。
やらねえぞ。
I sped up that middle bit. He says he gave him a long kiwi, and then you can't have it. Just got to me. This awesome bird's eye view of the entire third and final game. The very simple rules being laid out for the game, and finally seems like it's allowing our Devil Fruit users to shine, I hope.
おたけびとともに登場。麦わらデンジャーズの面々だ。
Ah, they're totally doing the thing from the end of the Arabasta saga where they say goodbye to Vivian did that!
そいつは足も速いが匂いにも敏感でな。
Weird win, but take one for all of the many strange laughs in this one, from Buggy to the giants on that island, to Wapole and more. Never really picked up on that before.
感動さ。いや、男だね。いや、
Set design is real nice. They've created signs for their own team, but also the crowd from a distance is nicely done too. After a set of recent insults, I noticed he is actually sinking into the ground.
チョッパーを取り戻すためだ。プライドとか言ってらんねえ。
You rarely hear this from Sanji. Normally it'd be Zoro or Nami or whatever, so take that win. It was nice to see.
ありがとうな。だけど勝負は勝負。負けねえぞ。
甘いな。
It's just as equally awesome to see Luffy acting like this towards him. Really didn't have to, but he genuinely thanks him and shakes his hand. It's also nice to see.
ロビンちゃん、 すまないが第3ラウンドに回ってくれるかい？
ええ、私ならどこでも構わない。
Half the win is for Sanji taking into account Nami and Usopp's weakness compared to the rest, but also it's for Robin being so stunning all the time and happily saying yes to this. That's such a good continued choke this arc! Nami now getting real fed up with it. Pretty nice realism that they're chatting in the background, which obviously can't be heard since we're listening to the game's commentator. Starting to regain that feeling of anxiety in my tum-tum. Well played for making me physically feel stuff though, as that's pretty rare.
ダメよ、もうダメだわ。
やるしかないわ。私たちでフォローしましょう。
It's one of the things I love about Robin. Whilst Nami is freaking out, she maintains her cool persona and just accepts facts. Honestly surprised at that degree of animation quality. Hadn't expected that out of the gate. That was tense! High levels of JoJo's situation being felt, which immediately switched to relief and Luffy being insanely clever and quickly using this to defend himself. Love it when Nami uses her head and comes up with an excellent plan such as this. Also, when she does come up with it, she follows through excellently, no hesitation.
支援フルールデルフィニウム。
Win number like 15 of me saying Robin has the best ability so far. She's so smart in how she uses it. No hesitation either. Here's a good plan. Boom! Doing it. How insane is she? Not only is she creating all these arms, but then on the fly she changes their direction to avoid her incoming attack. Ugh! She's great. Ultimately, her plan was thwarted, but she totally scores a win for that moment of thought, before putting the next phase into action. Nice attention to detail, including the ball or pea inside the whistle. One of the things Oda did a great job of here is giving us fairly simple games, but making the rules interesting, or the cheating that's allowed, such as this. Keeps you on edge. Painful to watch. Chopper tried his hardest to warn her once she came out of it, but it looked like he had barely moved. They know him so well by this point that they all cottoned on right away. Again, Oda constructed this so well. They're down 2 rounds. If they lose this one, it's all over. So you'd think they'd win quite handily, but seems like everything is stacked against them. Absolutely badass! The mix of Chopper's scream, the way Luffy is shown standing, and that music makes for a perfect win. Great end to the episode with a personal message to Chopper from Luffy too. Really clever from Luffy to use his ability to push off, otherwise winning this race could never be believed if he just skated it normally and yet won. Having said that, that almost is what is actually happening. Nice damage animation, but also thank God he held on to the edges. I felt like all was over, even though I know that can't happen, but it still doesn't stop you feeling nervous. What magic is this? Do you see what I mean? The last win was just dashed across my face. I figured he must win because Chopper is with them later, and yet he's knocked out of the game. I'm so freaking shocked. How well that was animated, and Robin even thinking of it as a plan. At this point, it might be the single greatest JoJo situation in One Piece history for me to date, because how the hell is Usopp meant to win this match making it 2-1? He's 4 laps behind!
無駄だ。俺は軟体。痛くも痒くもねえっての。
My girl would just happen to find a natural enemy of hers here, wouldn't she?
ルフィに渡した長きウイ、あれどこで取ってきた？あいつを止められる唯一の方法かもしれねえんだ。
止められるだと。
Brilliant foreshadowing, with the dude taking a massive interest in smelling Luffy before the game's begun, and now we know why. He loved the smell of the long kiwi.
4分経過。チキチーター13周の大幅リード。あれは
Firstly, the win has to be for Zoro not magically running out there. 10 seconds later, here's the fruit. It took him time. He almost didn't make it, but also this happened.
第3ラウンド麦わらデンジャーズの逆転勝利。
They get the win, but in the best way possible, a way in which I could never have come up with. Just like 2 wins back, they don't start up again and the tree is gone. We're actually showing them pulling it back out of the race arena.
あのアホアホ光線は厄介だ。アホアホ光線。
God, I love Usopp, coming up with that as a nickname for it on the fly. Luffy's seriously impressive with showing he really did watch the others and learn from them. Not only was that beautifully animated, but it served as a massive shock that he caught up already. Robin continues her attempt to become my best girl and dodges perfectly there, and then uses her ability to fly up and over the enemy, and I can't take much more of it.
バトンがない。ごめんなさい。
But I gotta admit, Nami pushing her way to the top doing stuff like this too.
おとなしくそこにいた方がいいと思うぞ。
Amazing. That's all Luffy had to say to the dude.
この割り頭がまたアホアホ光線太ってのか。
This is one of the very few times that I correctly guessed what their plan was going to be, and yet I was still utterly thrilled when I saw it put into action.
ついた。割り頭。素敵。割り頭。巧妙な言葉攻めに我らが親瓶の九段か。残り
I can't believe this works so effectively. It works like 100% of the time.
第4ラウンド麦わらデンジャーズの完勝だ。
Robin looking so cute roll into a stop there, and they won the 4th match. Let's friggin' go!
あの作戦で確実に勝ちに行くぜ。あれですか。よし、勝つぞ。
And here comes Oda riding in with one final karate chop to my neck to surprise me. Weird analogy, but you get it.
それならビーム。
なんでだよ。衛兵核大作戦が効か。
Let's see if I'm right. I'd guess he plugged his ears so he can't hear them, but also hats off to Luffy for being the only one so far to dodge the beams.
なんか言いました。
Yes, I'm so smart.
あと1分を残して自らコースアウト。
I know she'll have some solid reasoning and plan behind doing this, but for now, take a win for extreme confusion. Yes! That's what she was planning! Robin is the friggin' best! I'll be 100% real, I saw him creeping up, did a tiny sigh, why wasn't anyone paying attention to Robin, I thought, and then thank Oda, Zoro and Sanji were doing exactly that and stopped him.
親瓶自分がノロマになった。
And now essentially we don't have to worry about him pulling anything out of the bag for the rest of the race.
麦わらデンジャーズ大逆転勝利だ。
And perhaps the best way to have won the race. He didn't just like punch the guy and win it, he used his ability to get ahead. Totally allowed, very happy for them. There's the confirmation, and a great scream of joy from Chopper makes for such a great ending. Darth Weirdo, Fiji, Maliao, Mushwin, Nick Wyndham, The Elementator Wars, Christopher Willis, Emmanuel Gonzalez, Fancy Turtle, Kepan, Minimasher, Marquez, Nozomi, Orkeeper, Otopodenisi, Steelers, The Epic Commander, Bird Without a Word, Brandon Krier, Brian Bayot, Cameron, Commander Cyrus, David Meyer Almost, Deviko, Doggos for Life, Dragonstorm 35, Guru, James Tafoya, Yor Edvinson, Kevin Alston, Cumfroy, Nightly Winter, Peter Milligan, Robin Jackson, Ruby Rose, Sektokiari, Zion 44, Sean, Starkip, Tiger Lily Warrior, Bajoka, Alexander Schwartz, Ali 50, Amadillo, Anador, Brainless Ben, Cecilia, Cedric, Cloud Garden, Dante Soul, Dante's Face, Dark Lord Bloody Soul, Donald Newburn, Dragon Defender, Drake's Daughter, Iso, Francie, Furious Mo, Garrett Vermeesh, Hoth Losritter, Isel Caldera, Joker Rims, Jason Davies, John, Jaffa 6263, Kai Wolfspring, Kellock, Kevin Nalter, Kevin 102, Knuckle Duster, Tony Niemeyer, Kai 158, Carl Jones, Laxor, Laxus, Liam Gagati, Lifty, Lionel Schultz, Luis Minito, Marvin, Mason Stelfer, Michael Lewis, Niran Adjan, Motivirum, Mr. Firecool, Natsu Dragneel, Nick Monaco, Nick Pell, Nuvagown, 9028, Oberon Quartz, Ollie the Mighty, Oliver Smiley Reacts, Onks Khalif, Oscar I. Lopez, Owen Haloran, Q Flash, Chris Harris, Rimuru, Rodiz, Ryan DeVeries, Sadaholic, Sakomi Arum, Sarcastic Truth, Shadow Cleanser, Snowy, Stan, Storm 970, DRS, The Danish Muggle, Thrasher 340, Vernon Hogan, Wacky Normal, Will Sass, Willyman,